I've been using the new Bose QuietComfort Ultra headphones 2nd generation, and they're excellent headphones, but they go up against very tough competition. Bose headphones have long been the gold standard for noise cancellation, but recently Sony took that crown with the Sony WH-1000XM6 headphones. I'm not quite sure Bose reclaims it with these new headphones though. Let's take a deeper look. If this video is helpful to you, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. It really helps support my work and I would appreciate that support. First, let's talk about design. These look nearly identical to the 1st gen model, with the most noticeable change being a glossy frame instead of a matte one. Whether that's an upgrade is completely subjective. The build quality is solid, though Bose clearly prioritized keeping the weight down by using a lot of plastic. That said, the plastic doesn't feel cheap, and I never worried about durability. The 2nd gen model is slightly heavier than the 1st, at 9.33 ounces, but honestly, I couldn't tell the difference wearing them. The comfort is excellent. You'll get the same plush padding and clamp force as before, which is good. There's one downside though, there's no IP rating, so keep them away from rain. The control setup is unchanged. The left ear cup has a USB-C port and a 2.5mm audio jack, while the right side houses a power button, multifunction button, and a touch-sensitive volume strip. The multifunction button handles playback with 1 press for play pause, 2 for skip forward, and 3 for skip back. You can't customize the buttons, but you can set a shortcut button in the form of pressing down on the volume strip, which can do things like activate your voice assistant. Speaking of USB-C, it's not just for charging. You can actually use it for wired listening with lossless audio, which is a nice touch that more manufacturers should adopt. That's perhaps one of the biggest upgrades that these headphones have to offer. There is another upgrade though, in the form of a better battery life. You'll get 30 hours with noise cancellation on, instead of the 24 hours that the 1st generation model offered. That brings these headphones in line with the Sony WH-1000XM6 headphones, which is good. It's still not quite as good as the likes of the AKG N9 Hybrid, which have 55 hours of battery time with ANC on, but again, it's pretty good. The Bose app is clean and easy to use, but it's pretty bare bones. You can create modes that combine different things like ANC levels and immersive audio preferences, which is handy for switching between environments. But the EQ is still frustratingly limited. You get 4 presets and basic mid, bass, and treble sliders that aren't even labeled for frequencies. For a premium pair of headphones at this price, the EQ needs serious improvement. Now onto noise cancellation. These offer excellent noise cancellation, but they're not the best anymore. The previous QuietComfort Ultras were top tier until Sony came along with the WH-1000XM6. The new Bose headphones don't quite make an improvement that beats Sony, and honestly, in some situations, I've found the ANC on the new headphones to be slightly worse than the 1st generation model. The differences are very minimal though, and at times it was pretty much the same as the first pair of Bose headphones. But I noticed that they weren't quite as effective at blocking background hum and foreground noises. That said, they're still second only to Sony. They beat everything else out there. On a plane, they blocked most of the rumble and left only faint white noise. On a bus, they handled the engine noise fantastically and did well at intermittent sounds like doors opening. In a busy cafe, most background conversations disappeared. The Aware mode is supposedly improved to sound more natural, and it is a bit better, but it's still not as good as the AirPods Max. There's still a background hiss, and high frequencies don't quite come through naturally. It's good enough for conversations and staying aware of your surroundings, just not best in class. The new headphones do a pretty good job at sound quality though. They're punchy and well-rounded, though they're not neutral. Their tuning leans towards consumer-friendly, with emphasized bass and highs and de-emphasized mids. The bass response in particular is excellent, deep and strong without ever getting muddy. Tracks with heavy sub-bass have plenty of punch and depth, while vocals maintain good presence. The high end has a bit more detail and crispness than the previous generation, though the difference isn't massive. The soundstage is impressively wide too, giving instruments plenty of space, which really helps with orchestral music and other music where there's lots of instruments playing at the same time. I'm typically not a fan of spatial audio, but Bose's implementation is one of the better ones I've heard. It sounds more natural than most, and does create a more immersive experience, even if that's not something I personally prioritize when listening to music. The microphone is just okay, sounding compressed and thin. It'll work for calls, but nothing beyond that. So here's the bottom line. These are fantastic headphones. They're more comfortable than the Sony WH-1000XM6 headphones, have USB-C audio connectivity, and offer a slightly more consumer-friendly audio response. But the Sony headphones win in the areas that matter to most people. They have better ANC, a more neutral sound with better customization, and they're still very comfortable, even if they're not quite as comfortable as the Bose headphones. If USB-C connectivity is a must-have for you, then the Bose QuietComfort Ultra 2nd Gen are still excellent. But for most people, the Sony WH-1000XM6 is a better choice. You can buy the Bose QuietComfort Ultra 2nd generation headphones using the link in the description. Thanks again for watching this video, and again, please hit the like button and subscribe if it was helpful to you. My name is Christian, and I'll see you next time.